Alright, welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are building in Magnolia Promenade, however you say that. So let's jump right into it, shall we? So you can see we're going with one of the 2020 lots. Just getting rid of the existing structure here. Making sure the front was the front. Throw it in a mailbox and a trash can just so I don't forget them later. I wanted to do something a little bit different and sort of mess with some kind of weird shapes and what have you. So I decided a great big triangle porch would be kind of cool. So that's what I'm setting up now. And it took some doing, but I got there eventually. Alright, so there it goes. Building the actual building. Just having trouble deciding on a door I wanted to use here. That's the one I ended up going with in the end. I did have an issue here though, which actually took me quite a bit to resolve. But this wasn't registering properly as rooms. They were funky. You can sort of see the little triangle there in front of the door. But I'll be going through and fixing that here in a few minutes. So as you can see, I'm sort of continuing the theme of, using weird geometry in the build. So yeah, this was another big part of the issue I was having. It wasn't roofed, or it had no ceiling, rather, I guess, is the proper term. Not roof, but ceiling. So yeah, it took some doing. I ended up having to undo basically everything I had done and play around with it a little bit. But I did eventually get it squared away, which should be coming up here soon. Yeah, there we go. And now it's fixed. And now I sort of start over. So dropping in some stairs, use the spot A railings. Set up my triangular rooms again. I wanted to make sure I didn't forget lights in this one, so I added them early. And I decided to make this little area over here a bathroom. And you'll see that's not the shape it ends up being. I was screwing around with this tub here and did end up putting it in there, but I had to change the walls around a little bit. That, I believe, is the shape I ended up going with as the final shape. It's a bit of a tight fit, but I squeeze everything in there. I think everything still works. I actually did not check the bathroom, so not 100% sure on that. There will be a little bit where I move a sim in, well, a family of sims, to check some things in the living room, make sure they work alright. I may have mentioned this in one of my previous builds, but I always have trouble with the game consoles and getting them to work on the TVs when I use the square coffee tables instead of the rectangular ones. So I was testing that, and this one actually works just fine on the coffee table, the square coffee table, so I did not have to replace that. Building kitchens on diagonal walls is a pain in the ass. I've tried it in a couple of other builds where I used diagonal rooms, and it's just never a fun experience. Got that trash can tucked nicely into the corner. What with the wide door frame. Used to use those a lot, and I haven't really used them in a while, so decided to, do a little throwback. God, that bathroom is weirdly shaped. It's alright though, the whole house is pretty much weirdly shaped, so it kinda works. And I always love an opportunity to throw one of those couches in there. Just trying to find a plant that I could fit back in there without having to use move objects. I did eventually find one. That one. There are a couple of places in here where I had to use move objects. I think mostly just the bathroom. Sort of a tight space, and I had to squeeze a lot of stuff in there, so. Putting in some decorations, fish tank. If you go looking for this on the gallery, by the way, it's under the name Fun with Geometry. So you can find it under that title. I'll also make that the title of this video, similar to the way I've done my other Speedbuild videos. Putting in a waterfall. Those are always fun. It did not immediately occur to me to make that space, since it was right outside the kitchen, into a dining area. But I did change that eventually. Here I'm starting to work on the living area. If you'd like to check out the full version of this build and the stream that I was doing when I built it, that can be found on Twitch at my Twitch channel, which the link will also be in the description. I'll also throw the gallery link up in the description as well. I don't think I actually forgot anything this time. I got lights, I got a trash can, got the mailbox. So if I forgot anything, feel free to let me know in the comments below. But I don't think I did this time. So here's the coffee table I was talking about. Got the game console in there. This is me moving in a house quick. I didn't even look to see who it was. I just grabbed him, moved him in. It's like, it doesn't matter. Just put somebody in there. And, yep, tested it out. Good to go. See, I should have just kept them there because I ended up needing them to test the bathroom anyway. And then forgot about it. So I should have just kept them in there while I built. But that's alright. Here we go. Back to it. I really wanted a fireplace in there, but I was running out of room in the living room. So I ended up chucking it into the study, which will be taking shape here shortly. This is the first time I've ever seen those little plant wall things. I really like those. So, threw those on either side of the TV. Getting a chest table in here, starting to make it into a little office or study or whatever. I tried to make as much use of the little corners as I could, but it's hard to fit stuff in there. So I ended up just putting a desk in there with a computer and a nice chair. And over here I decided to put in another couch and a coffee table so that you can sit and watch the fire. Or the Sims can. Your Sims can if you download it. I cycled through some of the other colors for the fireplace, but didn't find anything I liked better, so just left it black. Looking through some stuff, trying to figure out what else to add in here. Went with the bubble station. And found out that both bubble stations will only let you change the color of the hookah, not the chairs. So that's kind of disappointing, but that's alright. And we got it in there, and got a little plant in there. Oh yeah, I did put move objects on there because I couldn't get it tucked into the corner. Even though it clearly had plenty of space, so I just threw the move objects on and tucked it back in there. Oh yeah, and then I was going through some rugs. I found that big frog rug, and I was like, I have never seen that before. That is too perfect. I mean, I've probably seen it, but I never like took notice of it, I guess. The yin yang rug, which is one of my personal favorites. Oh yeah, I think this is about where I figured out that, oh, I can make a dining room out of this. I do love that Salvadorada table, the Jungle Adventure table. It's very nice indeed. So I was having a little problem with these rugs. When I sized them up, I couldn't grab them. I guess I was trying to grab too far out from the actual profile because I had sized them up. So it wasn't actually registering me clicking on the item. So I ended up having to undo and relay the rug a couple times, but I got it worked out in the end. Trying to find a planter to put into the space by the tub. Finally did find the one I was looking for. That's one I've used in some previous builds. I think I use that one actually a lot in my, uh, oh, what did I call that? I think it was like Huge Zen Mansion or something like that. It's basically a big ass octagonal house. That's also in the gallery if you'd like to check that out. That's on my gallery page. Uh, Same handle as is written on the screen here. BKFSTCLBR. Breakfast Clubber. I was originally going to go blue for the robe and decided to sort of make it black to match the rest of the bathroom. I was also trying to find something to go on this wall that I really thought sort of looked like it belonged in there, and I think I went with this in the end and just sized it down. And at first I didn't realize I still had to move objects on. This is where testing it would have come in real handy because, as you can see, I think it blocks the door there, which I did end up moving it over slightly, but I think it still blocks the door. So hopefully your Sims can get in there. If not, just either delete that piece or move it out of the way. So I didn't want to go too crazy with windows. As you may know from some of my other builds, I tend to go just a bit nuts with windows. So I tried not to go too overboard with it this time. I also tried not to have the big floor-to-ceiling all-glass windows, which I usually use. As I said, I was trying to do things differently in this build, and I think I did. It definitely looks a lot different from some of my other builds. I mean, there's still a modern feel to it, but it's not like I didn't use all the same stuff that I usually use, I guess would be how to say that. Use the Get Famous railing up there, add a little bit of light to the balconies. I end up throwing a meditation stand on one of those. The other one I think I just leave empty. Here I did a nice little inverse bay window, since it sort of matched the flow of the rest of the house, with the sort of being depressed in from the outside. So it's like, it looks pretty good. And hallway. A lot of that space ended up being wasted, which is kind of a shame. I ended up tucking a little bathroom, nothing fancy, but just a little bathroom right in here. And this is actually a shared bathroom between the toddler room and the master bedroom, so, I mean, they can walk through the hallway to get to the toddler's room, but they don't have to. I probably should have turned those stairs around or something, make a little better use of that space, but to be honest, by this point, I already knew that I was going to be up pretty late and not get much sleep for work tonight, so I was trying to hurry a little bit. Yeah, I recorded this at around noon, and it's now about 5:30 p.m., and I've still got probably 2 hours left before I'm going to be able to get this up to YouTube, because I've still got to do the final edit on it, and then upload it, which will take a little while. If anybody knows a more efficient way to do Speedbuild videos, the way I've been doing it is loading it into my editor software, cutting out the audio, speeding up the video, rendering it out, and then using OBS to make my commentary videos. So if anybody knows, and then re-rendering the entire thing with the commentary on. So if anybody knows a more efficient and faster way to do this, please let me know in the comments, because God, I feel like it takes forever to render this thing out twice and then upload it, and it's just a very time-consuming process. And, well, it's totally worth it. I mean, the videos came out great. At least the last one did. Um, except for the audio echo. Yeah, I mean, they come out great, but it just seems like there must be a better way to do this, and I have not figured it out yet. I'm relatively new to this, so if you've done some of these and you know how to do it in a more efficient manner, please let me know, because I would love to not spend all day on one video. Because it really doesn't leave me time to stream or, on a work night, sleep for work, or, much of anything else, really. So, because while they're rendering, I can't, play a game on my computer. It slows the render down even further, so I can't record new footage or stream or do anything like that. Can't even really record footage on the Xbox because I need the laptop to do that. So, except for little 30-second clips that you can record and what have you. I guess you can actually record up to 5 minutes if you start recording and then play, but I mean, really, when do you ever know that you're going to do something cool and plan ahead and catch it like that, right? Mine is always usually, oh, hey, that was pretty cool, I should record that. And then I do, and so I end up with little 30-second clips, and while that's great and all, I love being able to record those clips like that for moments just like that. I just feel like the whole system's a little lacking, I guess. It'd be nice to be able to record, the last 5 minutes or the last hour of gameplay, I think that would be far more useful. Just saying, Xbox, if you're listening, that'd be a great idea. So you can see here, I'm putting the roof on here. I went with the same sort of idea I did with my spa, where I didn't actually do the half walls and stuff like that. I just left it flat on top. So you'll see that coming up here. Well, I guess I'm already done with it. Adding floor trims now. I've got it all furnished, and now we're going to, starting on the outside, pick floors and walls for everything. I think it works out pretty well, actually. It looks pretty nice once it's all done, I think. And we're getting close to that point now. Start with a dark wood paneling from Seasons, with the stone accent at the bottom. And then, of course, use the matching one for the second floor. So, I mean, it's pretty dark, but I think it looks pretty good. Changed those doors to match a little bit because they were a little too bright with all the dark paneling. Just checking everything out, making sure I didn't miss anything. Throwing in a few more windows. I went with different windows on the top floor from the bottom floor. I figured since that's where the more private stuff is, I went with a little bit smaller windows. And I basically just fit them in wherever I could. It really kind of annoyed me that I couldn't get the windows centered over the bed, so I ended up moving the bed. So you can see I got quite a lot of windows here in the master bedroom. Not so much in the other ones. with sort of a basic wall color there. I think that's from Parenthood, the paneling in the hallway. And then, something colorful for the kids' rooms. I got that funky avocado rug with the zebra print on it in the toddler room, and then in the teens room, I got the big pallet rug, which I think looks pretty good in there. Like, I really don't think that's all that, like, toddler looking. I mean, it's supposed to be a big toddler rug for a toddler's room, right? And some of the designs do look very childish. Not saying they don't, but, like the art one, for example, the palette, I don't think that looks very childish at all. I think that looks perfectly at home in a teenager's or even an adult's room. I tried not to go too wild with the color schemes on this. I know some of my builds are probably a bit of an eyesore for some people. I generally love all kinds of bright colors and stuff like that. Um, but not everybody's into that sort of thing, so I try and mix it up every once in a while, throw some different stuff in there. I gotta get, as much green in the build as possible, but that's not likely to change anytime soon. But I try not to go overboard with this one. I mean, I got some green up here in the teens room, and then downstairs I've got the green living room. But, I try not to go and through and make like the whole house green this time, because I do that sometimes. So, there you have it. The name I went with is Fun with Geometry, once again. That'll be in the video title, and if you want to see me build this in real time, you can check it out on Twitch. It should be under my past broadcasts. So I should be just about done here. Oh yeah, I was throwing in a dishwasher and a microwave and a coffee maker. And, yeah, just showing off the little pictures to my stream. And naming it and saving it. So I hope you all enjoyed this speed build, and as I said last time, I'm going to keep making them. Hopefully you'll keep watching them. Enjoy and have a great day. Thank you.